Here we've got a question from the coaching group, and then just quickly, this is coming from a place of love and caring. Alright, might come across as a douche, but I really just want to help. Alright, so here's a question from the coaching group in Durianrider.com. If you've got any questions, you want them 100% answered, we do video responses, we do deep dive, we keep answering your question until you've got a solution. This one, here we go. Hey amigos, it's great to be part of the group. The daily dose of DR raw truth keeps me grounded and focused in this crazy world that we live in. That's great to hear. And that's my goal, just to help people, man. It's a crazy world we're living in. I just want to help people have a better quality of life. JP says, I don't really have a question per se, but I do have somewhat of a dilemma. I'm a 30-year-old Aussie male, and I've been travelling internationally for the best part of the last 4 years. Save for 1 year stuck in Australia during the pandemic. Last year I met a girl while we were living in Guatemala, and we started seeing each other. We had only about 2 months together before I had to leave to the USA because of a promise I made to my mate to travel there with him to earn travel money trimming weed in California. This girl comes from an indigenous Mayan family who are poor financially. She's a single mother with a 14-year-old son. The father of the kid is completely out of the picture, and she lives with her 2 unmarried sisters and her mum. She is my age, but we come from extremely different walks of life. She is traditional, conservative, and an evangelical Christian. I'm just a typical spiritual, easygoing dude. We definitely like each other. We have kept in contact over 6 months. I have been there in the US, and I'm planning my return to Guatemala soon because I want to see if things could grow between us. The thing is, due to the commitments to her family, she works 16 hours a day and won't give me much time. I believe she may have doubts about this gringo who blew in and out of nowhere. Might not turn out to be a safe bet, even though she tells me she misses me and likes me every day. I know she has kept our relationship a secret from her friends and family so far. Her son is basically an adult by Guatemalan standards, so the hard part is out of the way in terms of child rearing. The dilemma is, should I return and try and give it a shot with her, knowing that it could work out, or it could or not work out due to reservations, and risk time wasted on both our accounts? I would feel guilty and responsible if she did give up her job, etc., to give me time, and it didn't work out between us. That's good, man. It's great you're thinking like that. You care. There are a lot of attractive qualities about this girl, especially physically. I was thinking, this girl must be alright, easy in the eye. But it is a big responsibility on my part to shake up her world and ask her to give up certain things in order to create time for me. I might add that I do speak Spanish. She knows no English. Not great, but enough to talk to her and have a laugh, etc. And also, we have not had a sexual relationship thus far, which means you want to get that tap, and once you get the tap, you'll be like, okay, that's done, next. Alright, so that right now is the magnet time that way, like, you haven't had the tap, and you're like, oh, you want to get in there. That's okay, that's just healthy testosterone, psychology and neuro behavior. That's okay, but that's a big motivator. Once you get the tap, it might be better than you think or not as good as you think, and you're like, okay, yeah, mum, not going to travel to meet her again, and that's okay. Maybe she might think the same, but so her English is not that good enough to talk to her, have a laugh, etc. And also, we have not had a sexual relationship thus far. Yes, I really like this girl. I'm slightly obsessed with Guatemalan culture and nature, and I could happily live there with or without her. Basically, I don't know what I'm getting myself into, and I don't know if she does either. Any thoughts? It's a tricky one, I think. Great question, man, and I can relate, and I've helped many, many, many men, overcome this. So what's happened is, you're 30. I hope you've got a vasectomy, man. All right, you got to get a vasectomy, bro, because you're gonna get one of these chicks pregnant because they just, 99.9% of women want to have babies. Okay, and so that's just how it is. They're biologically programmed to breed like robots and not even question it too much, And that's okay. That's just like we're biologically bred like robots to want to breed. Okay, that's okay. But you got to understand we live in an interesting world. So get a vasectomy and then do your thing. I would say, nah, don't pursue this chick. The English thing's a big one. So straight away you have communication issues, all right, which is okay if you're just there to, wham bam, thank you, man, and she just wants some gringo rod, she wants some gringo girth, and you're gonna, give her some fun, and that's okay. It's like a little holiday fling. You don't have to much speak English because you won't be talking. You're using your mouth for other things, and that's okay. But if you're looking for like a relationship, then that language barrier is just, like, dude, like, she's 30 and she's got a kid. All right, like, you're not going to be satisfied with that. You're better off going for someone who doesn't have a kid and who can give you your time. All right. I mean, age is 30. She's 18 or 30 or 40 doesn't really matter. But the fact that she's 30 with a kid, 14-year-old, like when women have kids, you're not their priority. All right, you're not their priority, and generally you are their priority when they want to have kids with you. But then when the kid comes along, you're no longer a priority. You are just a sperm donor. That's just how women biologically, robotically are programmed. And every woman will agree with this, that once the kid comes along, the man becomes second rate. Okay, that's just how it is, man. That's just how it is. Just like when you come to your senses, If you're not really into it more than sex, you're like, as soon as you come to your senses, like, what am I doing here? So same with that. The girl gets the baby, and then she's like, yeah, you're still here? Okay, go get a job and provide for us. And that's just how it is. It's not good or bad. It's not like shaming or whatever. That's just how it is, man. So if you think you're going to go in there, actually, I'll change my tonality. That was coming across a bit, If I went in there, like any guy who thinks he's going to have a good relationship with a mother who's got a child, if you just want a friends with benefits, yeah, great, that can work really, really well, because you just catch up once, twice a week, it's all good. But if you want like a full-time thing, you have the kid now. You have, even if the kid's not there, it's with her emotionally. She's thinking about the kid. What's he doing? And is he safe? And that's okay. That's just what being a mum is. So understand what you're getting yourself into. So I would say no. I would say you've done with this one. Maybe tap it, give her a good time. But then again, she's Christian, so she's going to go off in the sack typically, because she's, they're generally a bit suppressed there, and they really want some gringo rod. In general, there are exceptions, 1% of the time. But I would say that, but get a vasectomy, man. Like, I don't get a vasectomy, bro, because it's like, the last guy did that. He's like, she's hot, I want to tap it, just as Mother Nature wants me to. And the baby's on the way, and the woman's like, yeah, I want a baby, and then women don't understand generally how hard having a baby is. And that's why women are so motherly, because they live in a world of hope, fantasy, and mild delusion. It's going to be okay. My kid's going to be a doctor. My kid's going to be happy. My kid's going to get along. I'm going to have a boy and a girl, and they're going to be best friends, and they're going to get along, and it's going to be great, and I'm going to have a really good body after baby, and everything's going to be the same. My JJ is going to be the same, and a C-section scar won't bother me if I have that, and my boobs will be everything will be the same, and my husband will be attracted to me just like he was on our honeymoon. Yay! It's just never like that. Having children is vicious to women's physiques, and vicious to their emotions, and finances, and time, and everything. It's really, nature's vicious, man. Nature has no mercy for mothers, unfortunately. So, a guy, you can just pump, dump, and go, see you later. But the woman's, that's why, like, look at all the, probably got a billion single mums out there. Like, poverty's been feminized now. It's like the feminization of poverty, you could even say that. Like, it's just single mums. It's like an issue around the world. Like, most prostitutes are single mums. They don't want to be prostitutes, but they don't really have a choice, because no guy wants to provide for them. No guy that they really would respect, and so they've got to go to sex work or whatever, or drug running or whatever to make ends meet. And so it's unfair, it's harsh, and that's a reality. All right, so get a vasectomy, get a vasectomy, get a vasectomy. If you do have a vasectomy, but it depends on the girl. She might just want a bit of a gringo rod for a week. Maybe when she's ovulating, she's like, I want to try a bit of gringo. I want to get a bit of gringo girth into me. Just a one-off. Jesus won't know. We'll go out the back in the barn, and it'll all be good. But maybe she just wants a one-off hit. Just a curiosity when she's ovulating, and you can do that. But get a vasectomy. And I would say, Guatemala culture, you like it. I would say go there with a vasectomy and find a girl who's really on the same page as you with things. She speaks English, she's into what you're into, etc. Otherwise, once that sexual curiosity honeymoon period finishes, and it always does, it's nature's way, once the novelty wears off, you'll be left with common interests and personality traits that you enjoy from each other. And if they aren't strong,
then you'll be like, like sex is fantastic and very important, depending on the person's libido. It's got to match, but eventually that fades a bit. The attraction will fade. You know, like when you get a brand new pair of shoes or a brand new phone or a brand new bike, it's you can appreciate it and stuff like that, and it can still be great and awesome, but it's not the same as the first time. I mean, it can be better once you get the hang of the phone and once you get the hang of the bike. You know what I'm saying though? Like, novelty, the shine can wear off a little bit, but you got to work to polish it as well. So, you know what I'm saying? But in a situation like this, where the only thing you're really into is her physical, you know, she's very attractive. You know, that's your main thing. Like, that's what you're attracted to. So as soon as she gains a few kilos, you know, or starts looking like a Karen, you'll be like, okay, next. You know, you're gonna next it. So I would say don't go there. You know, you can chat with her, you know, just and it'll fizzle out. But yeah, there's millions of those women in Guatemala and in Mexico and in Thailand and in the Philippines, and there's millions of them that don't have children, and they want to give you their whole day, their whole time, okay, or as much as you want, as much as they want. But yeah, it's 16 hours a day. I mean, that's good to be around, just to appreciate the opportunities we have as Australians or Americans, etc. Now we understand why Guatemalans risk life and death to get on that train to go through Mexico to hopefully get across the border into the USA. You know, like, you know, I mean, we got such abundance here, and that's why when I hear people whining about petty shit, and it's really getting to them, you know, I'm just like, man, like, do you realise you've got an Australian passport? Do you realise you got an American passport and you're whining about bullshit? Like, it doesn't mean you have to be a doormat and beat her, but it's like, just don't even let it go into you. Like, someone says some shit, go, yep, cool, Teflon, no worries, you know, it's all good, see you later, mate, next. That's what I'd be, you know, focusing on. And yeah, it's great that you're asking for help, and it's great that you're not even really asking for help, you just more direction, and just you want to soundboard and voice off to see if, you know, you get some feedback, and it's a great question. You know, it's a great situation to be in. But yeah, there's millions of these attractive single mums out there. Literally millions. They're in every country in the world. Millions of attractive single mums out there. And there's even more, you know, hundreds of millions. I mean, there's just a lot out there of attractive women with kids and without kids. And, you know, and you want to have a woman who's attractive, that you find attractive, and that she has a good mood, and she has a matching libido to what you have as well. That's the three things that guys only want. They want her to be semi-attractive, have a matching libido, and just be in a nice mood. Have good state control, good mood control. Women, that's all guys want. We don't need Botox or lip fillers or hair extensions or anything like that, alright? You know, we don't need expensive fashion. All you need to do is just be clean, smell nice, have a good mood control, have a matching libido, and just, you know, just be half feminine, which is pretty easy. Smile, good posture, how you going? Having a good day? Just, you know, politeness versus, you know, look what Karens look like. And I hate to use the word Karen, because what about people who are called Karen who are nice? But, you know, like, just go into the Karen world for a second and just go onto YouTube Karens. You know, these women aren't getting the masculine presence they really crave, okay? Because their attitude is just so bad. And the reason why their attitude is so bad is they fear rejection so much, they want to reject you first, so you can't reject them, because you already rejected them, alright? So these Karens, the Karens need the girth the most, alright? Like, the Karens really are craving the girth. Like, they're like girth, masculine presence, deficient massively. So, you know, if you're, you know, I've been a Karen tamer before, and I think every man should know how to tame a Karen. Like, if you can't tame a Karen, how are you going to tame a real high SMV chick? Alright, so I reckon start with the Karens, get a vasectomy so you don't get sperm jacked. That goes for any woman. And record every interaction so you don't get a fake rape claim against you or a fake Me Too. Record it, download it somewhere, because Karens can flip. Anyone can flip. She feels rejected enough, she'll flip and want to see you on the execution squad in Mexico or something. So you just always record stuff, man, because always record stuff. You got to be safe, man. Get a vasectomy, record. Those two things, priorities, you know, rubber up, etc., blah blah blah. But the main ones are record and snip snip. Okay, no one's gonna tell you this stuff. Like that Andrew Tate guy, he says some great things, but he ain't gonna tell you this stuff. Record, you know, interactions, voice memos, emails, etc., texts, and get a vasectomy. He ain't gonna tell you that. He's too scared of the disapproval he'd get from that. He tells you to cut out sugar and just cut out sugar and do other things. But anyway, but yeah, fantastic situation you're in, and I really appreciate that you've come to me as for maybe a bit of guidance, a bit of direction there. And that's what I do, man. I wouldn't go further with this chick. I would maybe a tap if she's open to that, and if you know she's not going to get too, you know. But she's already been pumped and dumped, so it doesn't make it good. I'm just saying that it's like she knows what most guys are about. So I would say, yeah. But I would, yeah, you're better off racking up experience. I'm not sure of your experience level with women, but I'd say it's probably at the beginner start. You know, I would say I feel that is because you've sort of. I would say, and that's okay. That everyone's got to start somewhere. Like there's no like, oh, you're a noob, or no. Not everyone's got to start somewhere. Okay. So I would say that, you know, this is more of a beginner situation, a fantastic situation to be in, a really good situation to be in, because it's going to help you learn more about yourself and how women roll and stuff like that. But I would say, yeah, getting involved with a woman who's got a kid, you know, you are second fiddle. You are second or third or fourth priority in her life, and that's okay. It has to be that way because women think their kids are their priority. That's what makes them a mother. You know, it's but yeah, you might just want friends with benefits, and single mums, you know, they're generally down for that because that's pretty much all they can get, because the guys that they're really into wouldn't want to raise someone else's ejaculation, you know, and so they're left with beta guys who would pay for someone else's kid that they don't really respect in the end of the day. They might respect the first bit, like he's a nice guy, yeah, this guy's great, just because Chad said nah, and now you got you know, Fitzpatrick. He's got to come in and, you know, get a head job a month or something like that, and he's going to pay the way and sacrifice his life for that because he can't get anything else. But she won't respect him for that. She won't respect him. Eventually she'll resent him because of his beatiness. He's only been nice because he doesn't know how to be confident. That's the video. That's the wrap. If it answered the question, let me know. If it didn't, let me know, and we can do more deep dives on this one. Great topic.